Doc, Natalie, welcome everybody. We'll have a few more come in within the next little bit. It's been a while since we've done one of these, so I'm excited to get things rolling. So can you guys hear me okay? I can't hear anybody else. All your mics are off, but I'm glad you're
How you doing?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Bobby, how's it going?
It's going good, going good.
Did you talk to Angel the other day?
I did. It was a great conversation.
Did you? Good.
Yeah.
Good. We like to have great conversations.
Yeah, it was good. I got a couple questions when we get into the training. He told me to save it for this live, so I'm excited to be here.
Okay, yeah, cool. And Natalie, I see you. I was just on chat with you on Intercom, so welcome.
Thank you.
So Angel should be on here before too long, and we will maybe wait like one more minute. But so I've talked to. I know what Doc's up to. I know where he's from and what he's doing. We've talked a few times. Bobby, where are you from, and what's your niche? What do you do? What brought you here?
Me and my wife is a real estate team. We are in Georgia.
Okay.
And the automation got me excited for what we're trying to do. You know, we want to be able to respond to people quicker when a lead come in and focus on the ones that are, responding first before we just calling everybody and,
Yep. Yeah. And Natalie, tell me, I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. I don't see you and I can't hear you, but what niche are you in, Natalie? She's responding in the chat. Personal finance. Okay, cool. And I'm assuming follow-up is probably primary concern for you as well, Natalie? Yes. Okay. Cool. All right. So we'll go ahead and get into it. I know this morning, Bobby, you had asked a question in the Facebook group about just timing on follow-up and stuff like that. And I had a conversation with our dev team, and we have a growing pain, a growing problem, I guess. We've got enough. Automations in our queue on our server that we're having to dedicate more server space, more speed to that thing to get things rolling as they should. So good problem to have. It's a quick fix, but the way that we designed it, you should be able to select when you want these things to go out. So if it's relative would be like, okay, the lead comes in, and relative to that lead coming in, I want to send a message at 1 minute, 5 minutes, 1 day, 2 days, whatever it is.
Right.
So that relative selection is what that's all about. And then with the specific designation, that would be something as you build your pipeline out and you want to communicate with somebody, say 30 days down the road or something like that, you would select a specific time, and I want it to send out at 10:30 EST or something like that. You can do that.
Okay. Now what about the
from previous?
From previous, yeah. Now which sequence? Because on day one it doesn't have a 0. It's a 1. It's just so.
Correct. That's supposed to be 1 minute. So 1 minute when we built this thing out. So basically, what happens is it's going to send a call because Twilio is the guts behind everything, right? So it's sending a call to your Twilio account, and by the time it sends the call, they process it and send it. It's a minute. So a minute is the soonest that we can get things out. So with that, typically what we do with lead gen is we're going to send a text and email at 1 minute, and then we're going to send another text within, probably an hour or so. We're basically going to communicate with that lead 2 to 3 times on the first day, because that's when the lead is hot. So that's when you want to get all of your, not all of your, but you want to make the most effort to touch base with them. And those, the autoresponder should be something that is trying to provoke a response, right? So can you please confirm that you received this, or whatever that is? So provoke a response, ask for permission to just call them directly, or just call them directly. There's nothing wrong with trying to call them directly. Then, and again, it depends on the type of lead and the market and all this kind of stuff. But usually, day 1, day 2, day 3, day 5, and then whether it's 7, 9, you can kind of start spacing it out like as time goes on, because like the first 5 minutes are the most important, and the first 3 days are the most important.
Yeah. So now, so what you're saying is that the server is getting fixed in the back, so that's where the delay is coming from, because I set it up. I didn't even get the email yet when I set it up on. So that's all getting worked on now, and it's a known problem. Is that what you're saying?
The email should be verified. There's no reason why the email shouldn't send. So we have somebody looking at your account specifically just to make sure everything is working, but we don't have anyone else reporting any issues with email or anything like that, at least at this point. But if you've got the green check mark and it's saying that's verified, it should be sending. There's no reason why it shouldn't. The way that we set our system up is Funnelbolt is like a relay, okay? And it didn't used to be that way. We used to, like you would basically send from our domain authority, like an active campaign or something like that. But there is a lot of risk that we take on and you take on in doing that. So that's why we did not. That's why we changed things, basically. As far as the speed on the server, yeah, that's basically just a switch that we need to flip, and that should fix that problem. As far as the timing on the text and stuff like that. And Doc is asking, how many landing pages can we have in my Funnelbolt account? I have some client accounts now, and wanted to see if they make their own landing page and then their name and send it into. So yes, can we have multiple people that can be alerted with email, SMS notification? Okay. So landing pages, you can have as many landing pages as you want, Doc.
Okay.
And you can have as many landing pages. Projects, you can have as many landing pages or pages within a project as you want, and you can have as many projects as you want.
Gotcha.
What I would highly recommend for speed of those loading is just make sure the images that you use are compressed and you're not using like massive images, because that's the number one thing that'll slow the load speed down. Is like if you upload like a 5 megabyte image or something like that, like just small images, make sure they, of course, look right and whatever. You can have as many as you want. And the same goes for the client accounts. They can have as many landing pages as they want as well. That's kind of what you bought, right? So you can put as many in there as you want. You can share them. You can also share the profiles. So I don't know what type of clients you have, but one of the last updates we put in, like you can basically build out a profile that you can like copy. So if you're having a lot of the same type of clients coming in that are going to be running the same type of landing pages, the same campaigns and all that kind of stuff, you can just clone that profile to a new one. That way you don't have to do any more work.
And that's what I did. I have 2 guys that work under me, and I gave them my system So they have the deal stages. Everything is exactly outside of them having access to the campaigns and all that, which I didn't want
Yeah.
them to mess up, right? So
Yeah.
they do have access to the deal stages. I guess I wanted to see if they're able to, like, if they send out emails, it's going to be under my name. Like they can't put in their emails in any way because it's only my name per the account, right? Per the main account or with my
So
email, one email.
you have them coming into like your account that's associated with your phone and your
Yeah,
email.
yeah, that was the only way I knew how to do it. Yeah, I mean, I can totally do it a different way. I just basically shared the credentials, set it up, and I tested it. It looks pretty good, but it's, if they move a deal stage over, it shoots off my information. I didn't know if there was any way to alter that.
Yes. Hang on, I'm on another screen here. Let me see if I can show you what I'm talking about. Yeah, so basically what I would do is I would create a new account, like a new sub account for them.
Okay.
Uh,
Do you know if that's the way I did it before, or did I not do it that way as a sub account?
I don't know. I haven't looked at your account.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Let me pull this over here. All right. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
You see the Funnelbolt screen?
Yeah, I see your screen.
Okay. All right. So you'd have your new account here. So whoever you want to share the account with, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay. So you add them as a client, enter their stuff here, and here's where you would put their number and their email and all that kind of stuff. Okay.
Oh, you can put their phone number in there. Okay, got it. A dedicated phone
Yeah. So just hit add client, and then you can put their name, their number, their email.
Okay.
And what I was going to show you, so you can share the account, which this is what I think you probably did. You probably hit this button, and
Yeah. Yeah. And then I hit the little edit button, and it gave me like the options of what not to check, like the little edit thing.
okay. So what you want to do, if you hit like right here, this is what you did.
Yes. And then yes. Uh-huh.
Okay.
And then
yeah,
I
so
just did the default account. I didn't know which one to check. So
okay. Yeah. So create a new account for them, and then have like, I don't know, person one, person two, something like that.
uh-huh.
Share that with them. And then what you can do after you create that, if you go up here, top right, and you hit account profile clone.
Uh-huh.
So you want to copy your pipeline, your campaigns, whatever you want to copy. And then you can copy it from your default account to the test account.
Got it.
That way you don't have to set up anything in that account. It's just going to copy everything into that new account.
Cool.
And then in their new account, they can alter, they can like remove and add templates under their name.
Yep. Yeah. So all they need to
That's
do is go to that account, and now everything's segmented. So like your like the leads that they generate are going to be in this account, not in yours.
oh wow.
But because you control the account, you can still get into, because you've got the master account, you can still view everything within their account.
Oh wow. That's so cool. Okay.
Yeah, that is. So their credentials, what does it do? Does it get emailed to them? How would they
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so with the credentials, so we would go share account, and you're going to add user, and username is going to be Jordan, and then you enter their password. So
Yeah.
you have control,
this way.
right? So 1 2 3 4 5 6, 1 2 3 4 5 6. This second line just verifies that you're entering the same password at the same time. When you check this, send credential to the above email. Oh, I forgot. This has to be an email.
Okay.
Okay.
And then on select accounts, I hit default account, but you want to give it to the person. You want to select test person one, like you said, right? Whoever you're giving the account to.
Yes, that's what I would do.
Okay.
You do not want to share. I would not recommend you sharing your default account with an employee, or because I just wouldn't. I would give
I
it a
did, and I'm going to obviously change it. Yeah, I'm going to delete it and start. I think I did this right, but I didn't clone it at the end. I think that's where I messed up, was not cloning it like you showed me. I don't remember doing that.
Yeah, so there's a bunch of features. I think Angel's trying to get in. There's a bunch of features that we've added in the last couple of weeks that I have not had the time and the mental capacity to put these into the training video. But this account clone was one of the last things that we did. So I told somebody that I was going to do it yesterday, and I didn't do it yesterday, but there's probably another hour's worth and probably another 5, 6, 7 videos that I need to upload. And this account clone feature is like, if you are operating a team, or you are a broker and you've got, whether it's sales agents or whatever
That's what I have. Yeah, that's what I have.
What you can do, so I mean, you are the professional, right? So you build everything out the way you want them to handle it in your default account. You build the profile, the pipeline, the automations. You build all that stuff out, and then you just clone the profile to salesperson A, salesperson B, salesperson C. Then what you can do is you can get into their account and you can see, okay, look, I sent you 100 leads. I can close 30% of them. You're only closing 5. What's going on here?
I got you.
So you
I do on that point. I'm so sorry, but no, go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you off. I thought you were done, but
no, you're good. I was rambling.
I was gonna say on the hey, what's up, Angel? How you doing, man? But on those test accounts, when you put in their phone number, and with mine, I have to use the Twilio account. How will they get their text message notifications? Does it go to their cell phone, or do they have to get a Twilio as well?
Yeah. So what I would do is I would sign them up under your Twilio account. That way you have control of it. And Twilio records everything, right? So you can get it, if it's in your account, you can get into your account and control that number. Or if you fire that person, you still have that dedicated number.
Gotcha. I'll just do it exactly. I'll use my phone number in their system. So
yeah. So you can't use the same phone. Okay. You have to use a new phone. So it's the same account. It's the same account. Where are we at? So you're using, I'm in the wrong account. You're using the same credentials in the account.
Gotcha.
But when you create a new account and you request the dedicated number, it adds that number underneath your account. So you own that number. So you can tell them, like, look, all this stuff is going to get forwarded to your phones. What you would do is you'd enter their phone.
Gotcha.
Here, and then hit this, and then tell it what area code or whatever you want for them, and then it's going to forward everything to them. As far as the text replies and stuff like that, it's going to show up on your phone as a text. There's going to be a reference number at the bottom. That reference number is the reference to the thread in Twilio. All you have to do is copy that number and paste it in your text before you start texting, and it'll reference in thread.
It gives you instructions too when you receive a message, so you're not guessing on how to respond back. Because when I received text messages at first in our campaign, I was like, shit, where does this text message come from? And it was coming from Funnelbolt. What you can do is you can literally reply from your phone. So if your notification phone is your cell phone, when you receive a reply from any campaign, it'll say so-and-so replied to your message, here it is, and then you can actually use your phone to go in and reply to the message, and then it will reflect in the history of engagements of this lead here.
Yeah. So it has like a little star sign, not a star sign,
like a number sign. Yeah, it's like a digit sign with a code, and then you just have to.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, you just have to put that in front of the message. So like Jordan said, it references, because you have, let's say, 15 client accounts. It doesn't know where to put that message unless you have that reference code. It's like a permission key almost to know to send that message back into that client account. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Thank you.
Yeah, that allows the client to not have to walk around with Funnelbolt on at all times. Like, they'll get notifications at all times on their phone.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, so something else you can do is you can push to Slack, which I would highly
do a combination of the two.
Yeah, especially if you've got agents underneath you or salespeople underneath you, I would push to Slack as well.
Okay.
And that way you can literally keep track of everything. So
essentially,
I'll check it out. Definitely.
A new lead comes in, your agent gets notified, a Slack notification happens instantly, and you may even also send an email, and you may even also put it onto a Google Sheet if you want, just to have multiple data points of that lead coming through. And then at the end of the week, you could say, hey, this week we've sent over 15 leads and you've only talked to 6 of them. What happened to the other 7?
Got it.
Right. And then now you have enough. So the idea here with any campaign you do with lead gen, whether it's for yourself, Jordan, we can see your screen, by the way.
Yeah, I know. I'm just showing you. This is what shows up on Slack. So when you hook these things into your system, you're going to be able to see so the customer replied, okay, here's my address, blah blah blah. So it's all into Slack. So
okay, I'll be using Slack. I already know it. Now I'm going to get on this today. So thank you.
Yeah, Slack is awesome because it's in real time, and it allows you to also manage more than one business or client at a time. Because think about, you saw Jordan's Slack, mine's even worse. I have like 40 channels, right, where I am able to manage them all at the same time on a given day, because it's all set as like notifications. So if I have a notification in this channel for this specific thing, I know I can go in there and just reply right there and done, versus not having all your clients in one singular place. Then it's just, you have 15 clients in 15 different places. It's just, you're going to be missing out messages. Follow-ups aren't going to be there. Your client isn't going to be able to communicate with you in a timely manner. And so that's the other thing too, is that you can communicate with your clients through Slack, or at least your account managers, so you're able to keep that communication portal.
Yeah, I can't wait. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yep.
Yeah. So before we got on to this, Natalie was asking about email. So, and she's not, I can't see her.
I see her on the thing. Yeah.
Natalie, if you're still here, do you want me to go through setting up your email? I'm so lost.
Yes, please.
Oh, okay.
I am so lost. I am new to this world, and it seems like the learning curve is steep. Yes, please.
So tell me, number one, what is your primary
goal?
What is the primary problem you want to solve?
What's the goal of your campaign?
What's the goal? Yeah.
And feel free to unmute yourself, Natalie.
Yeah,
so
there we go.
I just did, because my daughter was crying in the background earlier, so I didn't want to.
No worries.
No problem.
Yeah. So the number one thing I want to be able to accomplish using the automation tool is once a lead comes in, there's a concentrated area where they are, and then I can just send an automatic message out to them with a call to action. That's essentially what I need this tool to do, because the link that I'll be sending to them gives them a code that they're going to go to another site to use for like a course that they're going to be paying for, that they paid for books that they paid for.
Okay. And how are you getting these leads? Are you using like Facebook lead ads or a landing page or what?
We're going to be using a landing page, and we are using Google and Facebook.
Okay. Are
To
you
drive traffic.
using our landing pages, or do you have another one?
I am using your landing pages.
Okay. All right. So number one is setting up your Twilio and your email accounts.
Your SMTP.
SMTP, yeah. So our system is basically I don't even know what the right term to call it, but it's essentially a hub, and it is relaying information, right? There's information coming in, information going out. We have to have your SMTP to send emails. So the reason for that is if you want to use our SMTP and one day Angel decides to send 5,000 spam emails, then no one's emails get sent. So that's why we have it set up this way. So if your emails aren't being sent, fix your SMTP.
I don't think she's even at the point where she even has an SMTP. So I think she just needs an SMTP, sync it up, and she could send emails. So Natalie, what you need to do is either go to Mailgun or SendGrid, okay? And basically create an account. I think Mailgun will be easier for you because SendGrid has become a little bit difficult to create an account with. So go to Mailgun, create an account, sign up for, I think the cheapest plan that allows you to send up to 10,000 emails or whatever. I think it's like $15 or something a month. Then, Jordan, inside of the free training area, don't we have a video of how to integrate the SendGrid or the Mailgun into Funnelbolt?
Yeah. There's videos.
Is in the free training.
Yeah, it's pretty simple. Once you set up your account, you go to the settings in either Mailgun or SendGrid, and you're just going to pull the API keys that are associated with your account.
Okay. So would that be better than using Google? Because now that I'm in my account, I'm looking at it and it's saying that it's not verified. Email detail not verified now. So is Mailgun better because of it's going through another program or something?
So the difference between, just so everyone is aware of what a server is. So right now, Bobby, you're using Gmail servers to send the emails, right? So their database, okay? And then Google itself, it's the vehicle you're using to send those emails, right? So the server's like the gasoline, and then the vehicle is Google itself. Now, the alternative is using Mailgun, where with Mailgun, you don't have to build a reputation like you would in Google, which allows you to send a lot of emails without having to worry about getting blacklisted or because since you're not using Google, let's say you create a new account today, right? And then you try to send 50 emails today on Google with a brand new account, you're going to get blacklisted.
Right.
Versus you create an account today, you create a Mailgun or SendGrid account, you sync those up today, and then you send 50 emails out, those emails will be sent.
So
because now you're using Mailgun's server versus Google's server. Make sense?
Yeah.
And because you're using Mailgun or SendGrid servers, you don't have to build a reputation with them because you're already using a server with reputation to send your emails. You're only just using your domain, whatever that is, bobby@realestate.com, right? As the vehicle, the gas is the Mailgun, and then bam, you're off to the races.
Okay. Yeah, because it did send that email, and it came about 30-some minutes after the text, where it should have been 1 minute and then 10 minutes for the email. So whatever the delay, whenever you guys make that update, just let me know.
So you're saying you set a delay of 10 minutes, but it shot out at 30 minutes later?
Yeah, just looking at it right now, I got it at 10:31, and I got the text at 1:13. And the way the campaign set up, it should be a minute. And the next thing, I'll open up my campaign. I'll tell you the number.
Yeah, can you share your screen real quick, Bobby?
Sure.
Jordan, can you give him access to share?
Yeah.
Let me get over that to right here. Get all of this mess off of here I got going on.
With Google, there's two options that we gave with Google. One is you can set up your own client with Google. There's a few more steps. You basically set up an app with them. Another one is just to plug in your SMTP credentials.
Either host disabled.
Jordan, let him share the screen.
All right, should be good now. Is it working?
Yeah. And then I'll log in. Okay, here's the screen.
Okay, so go over to campaigns. All right, Craigslist, rent to own. So which one is the one that you're setting up? Okay, so that one. So go ahead and hit edit. Edit on the little, yeah, you go. Okay, so firing off, auto stop when someone responds. You're not adding any tags. Execute campaign if following tag is applied. You're not doing that. So, okay, scroll a little bit down. I want to send a text message.
I got a question about this right here. If you put that in there, because I made a lead page where that tags it, and I think that was a problem I had earlier because I put a tag in there too. You can't double tag, right?
Correct. Yeah.
Okay, now here's the text box that says send a text relative. Is that correct?
Yep.
Okay, then it should have went at 1 minute.
Yep, and this is the text message. So did this fire off or no?
It did, but it took a while for it to come. And then here go the email, and that's set on relative, and that should be 4 minutes after.
Yeah, but that one's on, on day one. Okay, perfect. And then you're setting your template. Okay. And then you're saying, so have you tested this more than once to see that it actually isn't firing at the right time?
No, the other two were tests, and then I set this one up and said, okay, now that I learned from everything else, I'll set this up. I mean, even name my templates correct and everything to make sure I know where everything was.
Yeah. My question is, after setting this up, have you retested it with a test lead to make sure things aren't that are firing off?
I did. I put myself in there.
Okay, and it's still not firing it off at the right time?
It did. It just was a delay. You know, everything came, but it came
later than what you wanted it to.
Later than what I wanted it to. And then I got a question too about the text messages. It said, do you want to use a text template? But I didn't see nowhere where to make those templates.
So first things first. So as far as the delay goes, open up a blue chat right there in Intercom.
We talked about this before you got on. So this is a server speed issue that we just basically just have to flip the switch. So
yeah,
as of this morning, we're doing that.
You want to just throw a reminder in there for the dev, just so that we're aware?
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, just throw in there a reminder. Anything related to the software, guys, just throw in here. Send a new message. Send us a message right there.
Okay.
And then just throw it in there. Hey, I got this campaign in my account. I have the delays set up for 1 minute later or 2 minutes later or whatever it is, and it's firing off. I have it set for 2 minutes. I got the text in 10. for example, can you look into this?
Yes.
See what's going on?
Okay, and where does text templates go? Because like for text message right here to say existing message, or does it save it after you use them, or where would I find that at if I want to use them?
Would it be, Jordan, is it set up on the next to where the email templates are, or no?
No, those are just email templates. So for the text existing message, I'll have to look. I thought we had this in there. I'm on another screen now. You should be able to save both, and if you can't, you will be able to within the next day or so.
Okay, because here you go. If I click in here,
email, I got you.
Yeah.
So maybe in here, Jordan, instead of naming it email templates, just call it templates. And then in here, when they click it, have email and text, like where they can just click one or the other.
Yeah, click on that add. If you click add email template, so that's just an email template. So that'll be.
We'll go in there and fix that. I appreciate Bobby pointing that out. That's exactly why we do these calls, guys, because me and Jordan and Zach, we use the software, but we can't see, like every intricacy about it, right? It's just physically impossible. Not even a robot could, until we have actual real humans using it.
Yeah.
And finding these things. That's what allows us. And this is why we do these calls, more so to help us become better, at the same time helping you guys do what we did to get where we are. And then that's kind of a win-win, right? So it's more so for us to improve, but at the same time, while we're here, let's just help you get the most out of it.
Yeah, and I appreciate that support. And I'm here willing to grow with you guys, because I
love it.
You guys are responding, to what need, and I already know what this could turn into. This could be a monster right here, and hey, I'm willing to grow with you guys. As long as we can communicate and adjust together, hey, I'm here.
Yeah, man. And I know you just came into the world of Funnelbolt, but if you were here about even a year ago, you would see that the evolution has been absolutely night and day. Meaning a year ago you came into Funnelbolt and the process and the system was completely different versus now. We have a bigger team, more resources, and just a better system in place. So that allows us to kind of move faster and help you guys implement the things that you guys want to make this the best product out there for pipeline production, because that's the idea. Like, we don't want to be focused on anything besides pipeline production and lead segmentation. So essentially our specialty is, once the lead is generated, you come to us to help you get the most production out of it.
Yeah. And see, I just want to make it work for me first before I start putting team members in there.
100%. That's exactly.
Then I get all these questions coming at me from them, and I just rather iron it out, and I'll have the answers. I'll have the process.
100%.
And I want to run a Google ad into it, and right there it's just saying I want to make sure before I trigger this ad and put money into it that I'm just not getting
everything is firing off correctly. Yep. 100%. And then what you're doing right now, this is like the base level. Like, just the simple automations. This can get real crazy where you can, like, when you move a pipeline stage over, freaking your whole onboarding process is automated. Like, bam, they got that done. Now the agreement is signed, and then bam, this other trigger happens, and now they got the kickoff form automatic, and then that gets set, and then bam, the fulfillment team gets notified that you got a new client going on. And like, it could get real crazy, right? But the main goal for anyone starting out is to get the base done, which is the simple automations when a new lead comes in.
Right.
Make sure you're rolling out the red carpet and engaging with them so that they know that someone knows and aware that they've come into their system or business. And then the second thing is, using what you have available to you, which is Funnelbolt, to provide value and to nurture and to follow up, and then that's the idea. That's what Funnelbolt is for, right? When you talk about all these other companies, they say, oh, we do this, we do that, we do this. Funnelbolt, pipeline production is what we do. So if you're struggling with that, come to us and we'll help you out, right? If you're having trouble with getting people to show up to your calls, let us know. If you're having people missing appointments and you don't have a system around getting them back in your pipeline, let us know. If you have a problem sending appointments, let us know. If you have a problem getting, someone to close after you talk to them and they didn't buy, let us know. All of that has to do with pipeline production.
Well, let me ask you this. What about like an intranet in there? If you got agents or anything, could it be like an intranet where everybody talking to each other, or is that like an individual thing need to be? Because I know a lot of real estate companies that I work with, they have some kind of intranet thing where the agents involved were in there communicating all together, or just that's not necessary.
So like you're talking about like a Slack, like what we have here where we're all kind of chatting?
Yeah, see, I don't know about the Slack, so I got to check on that too. I don't even know about that. So,
Oh, yeah. Jordan, remember what I told you about the whole communication thing? About having that inside of Funnelbolt?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it's exactly that. So for right now, Bobby, Slack is what we use for that, right? Where you can put all your clients in there and then communicate through there. But who knows? I mean, that might even be a function inside of Funnelbolt down the line.
Okay.
Right.
So, Doc, I want to show you. You said, will you guys be able to discuss the autoresponder options? So, yes, we can, and I want to show you what we have right now. Within your campaigns, we haven't told anybody about this because it can get pretty complex, and what we want to do is just basically have like pre-programmed things to where it just works. But if you click this red thing here, you can create a campaign from the file, or let me just see if I can go here. So this file, let me see, where are we at? Download template. If I open this, okay. So this basically is an autoresponder template. Okay. So these are the fields. So you just leave those here. This is what you would change. So you would change this to be like, okay, so after 1 minute, hey, first name, blah, blah, blah. If the response is, if they answer sure or yes, so that's where these are the two responses. So you could add something like,
I'm free now or something, or
whatever. Yeah,
okay.
Add that.
Gotcha.
So this is basically an if-then sequence. So if they respond, sure, yes, yep, whatever, then reply, great. Is this your phone number? If the response is not interested, not, no, no, whatever, then reply, thank you for your time. Then on day 2, at this time, send this. So to answer your question, Funnelbolt does this right now. We haven't told anybody, I guess the cat's out of the bag now, but we haven't told anybody because this looks complicated.
Yeah, it's a lot. I mean, I see it, but yeah.
So what we're working on, there's a few things that are coming, okay? So number 1, we are going to have direct integrations. So direct integrations as in like Google Calendar. We want to build something to where we directly integrate with Facebook. Number 1, to get Facebook lead ads coming in without Zapier, without using Zaps. We can just bring them right into the system. We have also talked about bringing in like conversations, so like on a Facebook page, like that sort of thing. Once you get into Facebook API, once you build that API, there's a lot of stuff you can bring in. So the number one priority we want to bring in is the lead ad detail without Zapier. We want to integrate Google Calendar. And there's a few other like direct integrations that we want to add that are more like industry specific. So once we get the basics done, we're going to ask you guys, you know, whether you're in the insurance niche or real estate or whatever your niche is, what's one tool that you would want us to integrate with?
Gotcha.
And then we'll just directly integrate it. We'll put it within your settings. You put the API keys in your settings, and it's going to pull all that stuff into your system.
Gotcha.
For example, if you're a real estate agent, right, and you're using a suite of 3 tools to run your business, right? One of them being this one for follow-ups, and then you may use, let's say, the MLS or an integration or a tool related to it. When we're at that point and we ask the question, hey, what other tool do you guys use to run your business? The idea is that we become the best follow-up automation tool for real estate agents, for example. And the way we're going to do that is by building the product around their product suite.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I would love to see an autofill for contracts, like, because sometime when because right now Remind Docs will pull in stuff. We use Remind Docs to do it, but the more we could do inside one system, I don't know if you're familiar with Remind, but Remind Docs will pull that information from the MLS, and then if you had the contact, so if we were nurturing a contact in here and could just put their information to the contract, and you know, just of course we're gonna have to fill in a couple things, but to have
even things like, imagine you get a new lead and we API into your listing manager, all your listings that you have, right? And you could just simply click a button and it'll push that listing to that lead. Just boom, automatically just, hey, Johnny, here's a new listing that I think you'd be a good fit for based on how you submitted the form. You wanted a 2-bedroom, 3-bath. Bam, automatically sends them listings that meet those criteria.
That's it. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like things like that is where we're heading, because allowing you to get that done that way, imagine how much more production you have in a day, in a given day.
Massive.
Right? Because instead of stopping what you're doing, figuring out what listing is going to work, you know, going through all that and sending it up, putting it in the template, firing it off manually because it's done like that. Instead, having the data be pulled from these systems. Okay, here's the client data. He wants a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, backyard, AC in-house, washer and dryer. Perfect. Now you have the MLS or whatever integration you have with all your listings. It has that data. I mean, every listing has the amount of bedrooms, the bath, do they have an AC inside? I mean, look at Zillow. You can look up all the things, right? And so having that data, then we take the data from the customer, then we take the data from the listing. If they match, equals a trigger to happen where it will then fire off that listing to that prospect.
That's it. Yeah.
All on autopilot. Imagine this. A lead comes in, they give you the form information, and without you lifting a finger, they're being interacted by your company, and you're saying, hey, we're preparing the list of homes for you, right? And it's automated. Okay, we're preparing the list of homes from you. Expect it here in the next 15, 20 minutes. But in all reality, your system is just doing all the automations, right? You're just making it seem human versus like, bam, in 5 seconds, here's your results. Like, maybe you may say 5 to 10 minutes. Hey, we're preparing your listing, your list of homes based on your criteria that you submitted. Expect an email or text in 15 minutes, right? And what you're doing is really setting a delay to trigger, to find the listings that you have and to cross-reference that information. And so that in 15 minutes later, bam, hey, got your list ready. You mentioned you wanted a 3-bed, 2-bath home. Here are the listings I have available. These are hot in your area. Let me know if you want to check any of these out. You haven't lifted a finger yet. And imagine they reply back to that message and say, hey, yeah, I actually like that second one you sent me, the beige home. I'd love to see if we can schedule an appointment so I can go and check it out.
Yeah, that's hot right there.
And if they reply that way, now you have a positive intent setup triggered, where when they reply that way, you trigger another campaign to fire that says, hey, great. Hey, here's my calendar. Let's book a time so that we can show you the beige home. And you still haven't lifted a finger.
Good stuff.
And now they have an account. Now they have a booked a call or a scheduled appointment with you to go see the beige home at 3 p.m. tomorrow. And you haven't even lifted a finger. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Will this recording be posted into the group?
Yeah, all of these are recorded and all of these are posted.
All right, cool. Yeah.
Well, I'll just assume you guys will do the back end and you guys are ready to tell us. You just let us know and we'll go from there. But I'm glad you guys are working on that option. I appreciate that. So
yeah,
and then on the Papley thing, Jordan, like you said, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Agent. Go ahead.
Not just for this industry. The idea is that we do this one industry at a time, but we're building it specifically for you to get the most out of it. It's all about you. It's not about us. We're not real estate agents. You see, so we can assume what you may need. I mean, I have my real estate license in Florida. I'm in Colorado now, so it's null. So I've gone through the test. I got my license. I got everything. I passed that thing with a 99%. Like I got one wrong on the state test, right? But the idea is that we build it for you, not for me. So if you're currently actively in this business, because I'm not showing listings or any of that. You guys are. So the times have changed. Things have changed. Softwares have changed. Processes have changed. Documentations have changed. And so because of that, you just need to give us an up-to-date version of what you need in your business to run. And then we'll build everything on our end. So that's the vision for Funnelbolt.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I love it. Thank you, guys.
Sweet. Do you have any guys? Does any of you guys have any other questions? We have about 7 minutes left on this call.
When is the next training?
Next Wednesday, Natalie. Every Wednesday.
Okay, because I'm going to go ahead and set up the mail gun. I just signed up for it. And then work through the training course. I think that's the piece that I missed because I realized I set up everything else. I was telling Jordan that earlier. I set up everything else, but I missed the STMP part. So once I set that up, I'll just do a test email to myself to see if I actually receive the email. And then just the next thing I guess I want to discuss after that is creating that workflow and that that pipeline that you guys are talking about. Because if I already have those people in place, but if I can integrate the people with the automation and kind of show them how to do it, I think I will save myself 20 hours a week easily.
Oh yeah. And what you're going to notice, Natalie, is once you build one campaign, it's done. I mean, you have the skill set, and whether it's for your own business or to help someone else, you got it in the bag. You get me? It's compared to other softwares in the market right now that does similar things. We are the most user friendly, at least in my opinion. Okay. Compared to everybody else, you go in and log into any other software that does something similar, your brain is going to blow up. Yeah. Because we didn't study this stuff. I didn't study it. Jordan didn't study it. So we have to make it as if we have a bunch of third graders using our software.
I appreciate that.
So that's the idea. Right. But Natalie, once you got your SMTP set up, go under campaigns, and it's as simple as, okay, I want to send a text message 1 minute later. This is the message I want to send. I want to send an email 10 minutes later. This is the email I want to send. The other thing is make sure your custom fields are set up. So if you're in your form asking name, email, zip code, what kind of home you want, make sure that you have those fields in Funnelbolt, the custom fields, so that when they submit that information, you have a place to put it.
Okay.
In Funnelbolt.
Okay.
Right? Because if you collect that info from a form or landing page or whatever, but you don't have the custom field in Funnelbolt, you won't have a place to put it.
Okay.
And so you'll lose that data.
And that would be under...
So that would be under, you can do it under a couple places. So you can go under contacts.
Contacts, okay.
And
custom fields. There you go.
Custom fields. And then you'll see that there's a place to add.
Okay. Yeah, I see that. Perfect. You see that? Yes.
And then now that you add those, moving forward in that specific client account, you'll see those custom fields on every contact.
Okay.
So now what you need to do next is okay, now you have your form, now you have your custom field set up in your Funnelbolt account. All you now have to do is get that data to push from Facebook into your Funnelbolt account, into the custom fields that you set up, right? And so what to do that, you needed Zapier, right? And so Zapier is the connection between your lead and Funnelbolt. And so Zapier is in charge of submitting the information that was sent here into Funnelbolt. And you just have to tell it, okay, when someone submits the first name in the form, I want you to put it in this field in my Funnelbolt account.
Question.
Zip code, I want it to be put in the zip code field I put in my Funnelbolt account, et cetera, et cetera. And then you test it. When you submit a lead, you should see that lead in Funnelbolt, as well as you can also make sure that lead goes into the right deal stage.
Right. Well, I have a question. You're saying Facebook, like I have to, okay, so what is, and excuse my ignorance, but what's the importance of, what's the Zapier piece? What does that do? Because it sounds like it's bridging, you know, like connecting.
That's exactly what it is. It's the middleman between this software and this software.
Right. But why can't I just have the consumer click on the Facebook link, it goes to the landing page and they fill out the information on the landing page?
They can. It can. You have to have the domain set up correctly for that web page. So do you want me?
I think she's asking, Jordan, is if she builds the landing page in Funnelbolt with the form in Funnelbolt.
Yes.
She wouldn't need Zapier at that point.
Correct.
But you do need Zapier, Natalie, to get, well, let me think. So you got the ad, blah.
Can I just put pixel? Yeah, because can I just, is there some way for me to put the Facebook pixel in Funnelbolt?
Yep.
So yeah, then I'm not, I don't care if I have to use Zapier. If there's one more step, that's fine. But I'm just thinking like of the way that makes the easiest way, first of all, and second of all, the way that just makes the most sense as far as like streamlined steps.
Gotcha. So this is where my mind is at, and this is what I was trying to think of that it completely, when I started talking, it completely disappeared. So you will need Zapier if you're running a lead form.
Okay.
And then pushing that data into Funnelbolt.
Okay.
Make sense? You won't need Zapier if you go from an ad to the Funnelbolt landing page to your Funnelbolt form, and then that pushes the data into Funnelbolt. There you don't have to use Zapier because you're all within the Funnelbolt system. When you're not using Funnelbolt completely, because you're using lead form, that's Facebook, there's nowhere it's connecting, right? You see, because if you just submitted a Facebook form, it's staying within Facebook. That data has nowhere to go. It stays in the platform. So Zapier, in this case, in that scenario, will be in charge of taking that form data from Facebook and putting it into Funnelbolt for you.
Got you. No, that makes sense. Okay. I mean, like, just as far as privacy, safety, and efficiency, does it make more sense to create the lead form, or can it just still occur through the landing page? The interaction with the consumer happen on the landing page and it's still fine.
Jordy, you want to answer that one? Or you want me to do it?
Yeah. So it really depends on the industry, and honestly, with the way that Facebook is going, lead ads are going to get you the cheapest result.
Right.
So, and why that is, it's keeping everything on their platform. So the lead forms are going to load quicker. It's going to autofill a lot of their information already, so it's already there. Which, by the way, you always want to add like a manual question, like please verify the correct contact information, or
how many bedrooms you want in your home, and they have to manually type it.
Just something. Just ask one. Some you can even ask three, but really it only matters if it's one, because they just have to take the time to enter before they click submit. Okay, so your Facebook lead ads are going to be probably the cheapest result. Your landing pages might produce a better quality lead, only because they're willing to sit there and wait for the page to load, and then they'll go on to that page and enter their information and hit send.
There's more obstacles.
Yeah. So, and honestly, the way that Facebook advertising is going, it's becoming increasingly difficult to yield a quality product out of running ads to a simple survey landing page.
Right.
Because
the tracking and the pixel changes and all that stuff.
It's way more expensive. Long story short, it's way more expensive to get the same result today than it was 6 months ago.
Right. Okay.
So and anyone that tells you that's not true is lying to you.
So the lead form is the most, excuse me, cost-effective and integrated way to do it.
Yep. Natalie, what niche are you in real quick?
Personal finance.
Personal finance. Okay. And then you're asking about running ads. Are you an agency yourself, or are you
Yes.
Okay, so you're running ads for other financing, right?
Oh, no, not a marketing agency. I'm sorry. No, I have my own agency. So this is
for your business.
for my business. Yes. I'm not running ads agency.
I got you. Okay.
So what you can do with lead forms, and this is what I would recommend, and this is what Angel's doing, this is what anybody that's running lead ads, is the result that you want ultimately is probably some type of consultation where you're either on the phone with them, like you're meeting them in some way. So in that form, in the Facebook lead ad form, what you can do is you can put a URL in the form after they complete the lead ad. So they're going to complete the lead ad. They're going to answer the questions. On the last page, it's going to be like, hey, you're not done yet. Click here to book an appointment. And you want to make sure that it says something like, hey, you're not done yet, or like say something that is
incentivizes them to call,
attract their attention, and incentivize them to click whatever link you have there. And what you can do then is, if you want to use Funnelbolt for this, you can. If you already have one that's existing, that's fine too. But put a calendar link on your landing page, push them to go to that page to book book an appointment, and then close them. Okay. So I think the more that Facebook struggles to, and they're not struggling, but like there's a lot of people that are realizing it's becoming more expensive. So what they're going to do is they're going to make those lead forms, they're going to try to make them more productive. And what that is going to mean is they're going to have more options attached to like the end of those forms, to where, eventually I think where Google and Facebook are going is like, you're probably not going to need like a landing page or a website unless you're selling like a physical product.
Gotcha.
One thing to also note, Natalie, in your industry specific are the type of questions you're asking.
Yeah, of course.
Right? So Facebook is very strict on questions as far as personal questions. Like, for example, you can't ask somebody like, what's your credit score?
Yeah.
Because that's not something Facebook wants to be responsible for. So asking the question in a way where it's like, okay, what's your credit score? And then the multiple choice options are, 450 to 500, right. 500 to 600, 600 to 650 plus. Like that is a question you can answer because it's generalized. It's not specific. Right. So there's workarounds in your niche. And so you have to be very careful because ads in your industry is going to be difficult to get approved with specific questions. So what you want to do, what's like what question disqualifies somebody from working with you?
If they make less than $50,000 a year.
If they make less than 50,000, is that it?
Yeah, one of them, yeah.
What else is there?
If they have less than $100,000 net worth.
Okay, so those questions may be potentially able to be asked in a form. Your language used is going to be very specific, as in like you have to be able to answer those questions in a generalized form. So, well, that last question you asked, like, what's your net worth? You can say, well, what's your current net worth? Is it this to this, or from this to this, or from this to that? Same thing with credit, so you can get it approved. If you're able to ask all the qualifying questions in your form, it's game over. Like you got it down. Like you put in $1, you're gonna get money out.
Okay.
If you can get that done, because you're like Jordan said, you're on Facebook's platform, so you're gonna get the best cost per lead. 2, the way you're setting your questions up, you're adding additional resistance. So if you just simply create a form on Facebook, right? Anyone can do that right now and generate a lead, but it's going to be a really bad quality because they're not adding a layer of resistance to actually get an intent out of the prospect. And so that's where Jordan said, rather than just asking name, email, phone number, and that's it, ask additional questions where they physically have to manually type in those answers in order to submit the form. You see? Because if you make it super stupid simple for them where they just have to click buttons and then it's off and you got a new lead, okay, there wasn't much resistance there. So that could have been my 1-year-old son that's coming in January that filled the form out.
Right, true.
It was that easy.
Right, got you. Okay.
Makes sense? And that's what you want to do. If you can get that done in Facebook forms, Natalie, you're going to hit the targets in your business.
Okay, so Facebook forms. So the next training, is it okay if after I've done these like tasks, I ask those questions next time? Oh, my question was, do you have a training about the Facebook leads and Zapier connection?
It's in the free training.
Okay.
If you go into Funnelbolt and you click on training, right, Jordan? Is that where we have it?
Yep.
Okay.
So log into your Funnelbolt account, Natalie, and it's on the left-hand column. It's going to be a training button. You click on that, and if you don't have an account, you'll be able to create one right there and there.
Okay. Sounds good. Thank you, guys. Really appreciate your time.
Yeah.
Awesome.
That was great.
Awesome. Well, it's been a pleasure, guys. Once again, like always, appreciate you guys showing up to today's call. We do these every Wednesday. So if you guys have any questions as far as anything related to Funnelbolt or pipeline production, make sure you show up to these calls. And me and Jordan will do our best to get you the most value as possible, because the idea is you win, we win, and we all win. So
Right.
another great week, and I'll see you guys on the next one.
Ready.
Bye, guys.
Awesome,
Thanks.
guys. Take it easy. Bye-bye.
Yep.